You are watching KAVU 25 News Now at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Trenton Whiting. The Jackson Electric Cooperative reports a planned outage for power line maintenance on Monday from 8:30 in the morning to noon. They say the outage will affect about 300 members north of Edna. The main areas that will be affected are in the Cordele, Speaks, Morales, and Lavaca County areas. There are several farm to market roads and county roads that are expected to need work tomorrow. Small feeder roads nearby will also be affected. Many of Victoria's finest restaurants were located under one roof on Sunday evening in order to give free samples of food while helping to raise funds for a good cause. The Perpetual Help Home's annual fundraiser, The Taste of the Town, entertained guests with music and auction items while feeding them samples of food from the several local restaurants. Lisa Morales, executive director of the Perpetual Help Home, says the money raised today will help the home's mission to help women and children get the help that they need.
Just thank you to everyone coming out, all of our event sponsors, all of our food partners, our volunteers. We are truly blessed to live in a community that likes to support us, and we couldn't do it without you, so thank you.
For those who need assistance or would like to donate to the Perpetual Help Home, give them a call at 361-575-5335 to stop by their office at 705 East Santa Rosa. The Perpetual Help Home has been helping those in need since 1995. We're going to jump straight to the viewer poll tonight. And do you know if your home will be affected by the planned power outages tomorrow? It looks like 100% of people say no. They did say only 300 members were going to be affected, but please keep voting in these viewer polls throughout the week and tonight. Thank you so much for participating. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote. And after that, we're going to go ahead and pass it off to First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Trey Mining, who actually went to that event we just covered a little bit, and he's going to tell us what the forecast is going to be like for the rest of the week. Trey?
Taste of the Town was fabulous, good food, good fellowship, great organization there. Help out if you can. For us here, we're helped out with dry conditions on the outside. And another cool night again tonight. Already 63 degrees and dropping here in Victoria. With heat index value, of course, the same. Not really an issue with that. 10-mile visibility, the humidity coming up a little bit. Does that mean rainy time this week? Well, we'll try to find some rain chances somewhere. We'll take a look at that full forecast a little bit later on. Back to you, Trenton.
Thank you, Trey. As of Sunday, millions of Cubans remain without electricity. The country's power grid crashed last Friday. That left 10 million people with intermittent service. Cuban officials say about 16% of the country had their power back on as of late Saturday. Concern is growing because Hurricane Oscar is set to slam into eastern Cuba. That is expected to knock down trees and power lines and make the recovery effort from the power grid collapse even more complicated. Oscar is the 10th hurricane to hit the Atlantic this season. Forecasters say Oscar is expected to dump up to 6 inches of rain and possibly 8 inches in some places. We're seeing some up-close images from southeastern New Mexico after flash flooding damaged several roads. On Sunday, the Chavez County Sheriff's Office posted these images on its Facebook page. The Sheriff's Office is urging drivers to stay off the road after more than 5 inches of rain fell on Saturday. Authorities say the heavy rains washed away some of the asphalt, and roads with water on top may not have anything underneath them. The rains triggered flash flooding that caused at least 2 deaths. First responders and the New Mexico National Guard rescue hundreds of people trapped in the high water. Several major roads have been closed in northern Israel as emergency services try to put out blazes caused by falling rockets. Approximately 160 rockets have been fired from Lebanon into northern Israel on Sunday, according to the Israeli military. Near the northern Israeli city of Safed, a police spokesperson said, quote, received several reports of falls at several locations. Fires have also broken out in open areas in and around Safed and are being put out by the fire brigade, the spokesperson added. A section of the country's longest highway, Highway 90, has been intermittently blocked due to the treatment of a bomb squad at the scene of the fall. Despite the number of projectiles fired into Israel from southern Lebanon, they caused few casualties and only moderate damage. The fallout from a Colorado fire left the community devastated. Today, the communities memorialized some of their family pets as the fire killed thousands.
I don't miss my house, really. I miss my dog.
Happy memories help heal the heartache.
He was happy all the time. He was just a little bundle of joy. All he wanted to do was chase balls. We called him the bestest boy. We lost him on the day my father died. So we adopted Penny right after Peanut passed away.
Penny has been filling the peanut-sized hole in Jill Sellers' heart.
Yeah, he was our little sweetie. And now this is our little sweetie.
Jill's neighborhood was one of the first to burn in the Marshall Fire.
Peanut was home alone that morning.
She was on her way back home the day her father died when she saw the fire spreading.
We didn't get to save him. We didn't get to see him. Many families were unable to get home and rescue their beloved pets, resulting in the tragic loss of more than 1,000 of our cherished companions on that day.
This memorial stands as an opportunity for peaceful reflection and a heartfelt tribute to the enduring memories they left behind.
City official Caleb Dickinson wrote this plaque at a new memorial that will honor all the pets that were lost.
You know, as a community, we shared a lot that day, and two people who've never met, you're right, they're gonna sit down here and they're gonna start a conversation and hopefully talk about their animals and talk about their happy memories.
It kind of looks like Peanut too. They picked a really good spot for it. I have a place that I can go visit my father. I have a cemetery where I can go and visit his grave. With Peanut, I have this now.
A place to remember.
I'm going to bring my grandbaby over here when she comes to visit and show her and tell her what Peanut was like.
And a place to heal.
What do you see?
The Victoria ISD continues to provide information on the upcoming voter approval tax rate election. The VATRE will increase the school tax rate, which the district plans to use on increasing teacher and staff wages. The 9-cent increase would cost a homeowner with a $235,000 home $121.50 more per year. There are several information meetings this upcoming week. Starting on Monday, which is the start of early voting, the district will present their plan at the Howell Middle School Library. And then on Tuesday, they'll meet at the Rowland Elementary School Library. Their last presentation of the week will be on Thursday at the DeLeon Elementary School Library. Each meeting begins at 6:30 p.m. Boeing union workers look to Wednesday's vote to see whether or not they'll accept the new terms from the aircraft manufacturer.
The company moves the needle and they need to move it further.
That's how John Voss reacted to a new contract offer by Boeing that could end the strike.
It's just another slap in the face, just like the past 10 years have been.
The latest contract offer includes a 35% general wage increase over 4 years, the annual bonus program known as AMP reinstated, a $7,000 ratification bonus, and a one-time company contribution of $5,000 to machinists' 401ks.
One-time lump sum into a 401k is not a pension. A $7,000 signing bonus is not a pension.
And that remains to be a major sticking point for some machinists. But Boeing has made it clear, saying there is no scenario where it reactivates a defined benefit pension.
The company is hell-bent on never giving one, but that's what it would take to get us back in the door.
Members will vote on the new offer in the coming days. The union said in a statement, the workers will ultimately decide if this specific proposal is sufficient in meeting their very legitimate needs and goal of achieving respect and fairness at Boeing. Boeing said, "We look forward to our employees voting on the negotiated proposal." Meanwhile, strike line numbers were low, with some locations completely vacant, others being supported almost entirely by the Transit Workers Union.
I'm a little surprised because it's not ratified yet. So I called the hall earlier today to make sure we still come out, and they said, yeah, we're out here because we're really upset that they lost their pension before and we think they should get their pension back.
Hollywood star Idris Elba has big plans for Africa's entertainment industry. Elba is launching a global entertainment hub for film studios to be built across the continent. He plans to start the project in Zanzibar, where the government has already promised to contribute 200 acres of land. Elba says he hopes the move will open doors for young African creators to tell their own stories, as well as manage their own money. Now, stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 10, the presidential candidates are hitting battleground states with just weeks away from the election.
Let's take a review of the day. High temperature today in Victoria was 89 degrees. Low was nice, cool, 61 degrees. It's pretty much where we should be normally, above normal for a high though. Need the rainfall. Any rain coming our way? Trying to find some, but trust me, I am. Let's see what we come up with coming up in the forecast.
Now, the Victoria Advocate and the Victoria Chamber of Commerce for a political forum with the candidates for State Representative District 30, Wednesday, October 23rd, 5:30 p.m., UHV Walker Auditorium. Hear from Democrat Stephanie Bassam and Republican A.J. Louderback as they vie for your vote.
The start of the early voting period kicks off tomorrow, October 21st, and ends on Friday, November 1st. Victoria residents can head over to the Dr. Patty Dodson Public Health Center to cast their vote early. To view all early voting locations by county, come to crossroadtoday.com. And with just over 2 weeks until Election Day, early voting is already underway in some states. The candidates continue to focus in on key battleground states. Former President Trump was holding several events in Pennsylvania this weekend, while the vice president was in Atlanta before heading to Pennsylvania as well.
Vice President Kamala Harris in Georgia this weekend, delivering remarks at a church in Stonecrest.
Faith and good works go hand in hand. And that is especially true when it comes to protecting our sacred right to vote and getting souls to the polls.
Then traveling to Jonesboro for an early voting event.
We who believe in our country and love our country know that we each as individuals and as a community have the power to make decisions through these next 16 days that will be about a statement about what kind of country do we want to live in.
Some musical star power on hand, Stevie Wonder helping the vice president celebrate her birthday. Donald Trump spending the weekend in the crucial battleground state of Pennsylvania. At a rally Saturday evening in Latrobe, Trump using expletives to describe his opponent.
We can't stand you, you're a vice president.
Harris was asked about the comments in an interview today with MSNBC.
The President of the United States must set a standard, not only for our nation, but understanding the standard that we as a nation must set for the world.
Trump today visiting a McDonald's, working the French fry cooker.
I love McDonald's. I love jobs. I like to see good jobs.
Harris has spoken about working at the fast food chain while attending Howard University in Washington. Trump today claiming without evidence she did not.
She never worked at McDonald's. In other words, she's lying, Kamala.
The Harris campaign continues to confirm that Harris did work at McDonald's. Earlier today, Trump was also asked about a phone call he says he had with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
He called me up yesterday morning. We talked. I congratulated him on obviously doing a very good job keeping Israel safe. He's doing very well.
Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Mwahaha! It's Halloween, and 25 News Now wants to find out who's got the spookiest costumes this year. Come to crossroadstoday.com and enter your costume in our boo-tastic Halloween costume contest. Submit your photos to the contest page on crossroadstoday.com now through October 25th. Then head back and vote for your favorite until October 30th. We'll showcase the picture with the most votes on 25 News Now on Halloween night. And for more on today's news stories, come to crossroadstoday.com. Don't forget to submit your birthday wishes. Carolina Estrain and meteorologist Parker Cox will read them live on 25 News Now Sunrise. You can also submit a local military hero so we can recognize them.
I got my weatherman costume ready, Trenton, to enter in the Halloween contest. I'm sure it'll be creative. It is creative. On the outside, we see temperatures pretty much in the 60s and near 75 degrees or so along the immediate coast. So another cool night tonight. Again, tomorrow, warm during the afternoon. Plentiful sunshine. Any rain anytime soon. And what's going on in the tropics? We'll cover it all coming up after the break. Good Sunday evening, everyone. Trey Mining here, and the feel-like temperature coming up by about midnight or so will be in the 60s. It's another cool night tonight. Early tomorrow morning be on the cool side too, so get out there and enjoy it if you can, if you're up early. But note the wind direction beginning to see more and more off the Gulf of Mexico. That is a sign that we'll be in a humidifying trend. It takes a little while to get here because the winds from about Victoria northward are still pretty much off the continent. It's keeping the conditions rather dry, the humidity rather dry, rather consistent around the area. With temperatures in the feel-like temperature range in the 2 o'clock will be in the 80s area-wide, just shy of 90 degrees. So no triple digits. We're out of that season, thankfully, for the time being. So it's feeling more tolerable out there. One thing I want to show you is state Texas. We have high pressure ridging in all the way from the southeast into the central and southern part of the state of Texas, keeping us on the dry side and sunny side. Hard to press to find a cloud in the sky. But look to the southwest, see this little area of cloud cover from the Rio Grande Valley to Laredo, Del Rio, and near Middle Odessa, working up toward Amarillo. That is the other side of the high pressure ridge. That's southerly winds returning off the Gulf of Mexico with higher moisture content. This will be working its way toward our region coming up by the first and middle part of the week coming up. So more of a humidifying trend we'll be seeing coming up. You're definitely feeling that in the air. And we have a hurricane here. It's a very small one, but it's packing a punch there. That's right there on the eastern tip of Cuba. Right on the western, yeah, that's the eastern tip of Cuba. I need to get my directions right. That's Oscar right there. It's still very slow moving, pounding this area for most of the day, most of the weekend, still continuing with heavy rainfall there and very high winds and localized flooding there. And it's continuing to kind of meander around that location. And notice, as you see here, at I'll give you the coordinates here if you're tracking on your tracking chart. 70-mile-per-hour winds. So it's now officially a tropical storm. It's beginning to weaken somewhat. And it's a very slow mover. Notice here, here's the current location here. By Monday, 8 o'clock in the morning, it'll be pretty much where it's at now. And by Tuesday, 8 in the evening, it hadn't moved too much, maybe in the central part of the Bahamas, moving toward the open waters of the Atlantic Ocean, so it won't be bothering those areas too much longer. But it's been pretty much over this area here, and it's been kind of a bother those folks there for quite a while. But it's beginning to move on out toward the middle part of next week. And looking out in the tropics, we see a few tropical waves there in between the African continent and the Lesser Antilles. We're watching there, but nothing organized as of yet. Hope it stays that way. High pressure ridging in from the southeast, as I mentioned. And we'll see more of a southeasterly flow coming up by the middle part of the week. Coming up, you see right here off the Gulf of Mexico, which will bring back more humidity. But we don't have any trigger mechanism like a front or a tropical system that will lift this moisture up and cause cloud cover and storms to form. So we'll keep with the humidity feel coming up at the end of the week, but still lacking in the rainfall department, at least for now. We're looking at a little bit of light fog tomorrow morning here and there, but nothing too widespread, as you see. But otherwise, sunny skies. That fog will burn off by 9 o'clock in the morning time. Another beautiful sunny day again for your day tomorrow with warm temperatures, but still not too bad. Sunny skies for Cuero, highs in the 80s, near 90 degrees by 3 o'clock. Port Lavaca the same with cloudy, partly cloudy skies. No, we'll call it sunny skies actually, a few clouds here and there. Highs in the 80s. Victoria the same boat, 90 degrees or so by 3 o'clock in the afternoon with sunny conditions. And the extended forecast for us looking pretty nice. No rain to be had. High temperatures warm, cool in the overnights, lows in 60s, highs in the 80s to near 90. Get out there and enjoy it and make it a great week. Let's take a look at this right here. This is the QR code. What you need to do is get your smartphone. You got one, I know you do. Scan the code. You see right there, they take you to a web page. You can download our app. News, weather, and sports at your fingertips. Very easy, convenient, and it's free of charge to be connected with us. We got Ray in the house with some sports.
Thank you, Trey. The Week 9 college football AP poll is out. We'll see where both Texas teams land in the rankings. All that and more coming up in sports. The Texas A&M Aggies have been one of the SEC teams that have flew under the radar during this college football season. And after yesterday's victory against Mississippi State, they now sit on top of their conference. The Aggies were on the road yesterday in Mississippi and did what they were supposed to do. Now, next week, all the hype will come into question as they face a formidable opponent in the undefeated and number 8 ranked LSU. The Aggies' next game against a top 25 team will be the final game of the season, and it is against Texas. And that brings me to your viewer poll. You see, the Aggies, they have a chance to be in a conference championship game and mix that in with potentially beating 1 or 2 top 25 teams in college football. So my question to you guys in Victoria is, do you see Texas A&M in the college football playoffs? And let's see, we got 47% that says yes, 43% no, and 10% is unsure. So let's, good luck to the Aggies, man. They might be the underdogs going into this college football playoffs. But let's talk about the other top 25 ranked Texas football team. The game of the week, I'm sure you probably saw it, right? It was not a great day for Texas. Quinn Ewers, fresh off his injury of return. Yesterday, he gets taken down at the end of the first quarter, which ended with Georgia taking the ball. Talk about a bad start. You can't afford hits in games like this. But Georgia closes out the first quarter with a rushing 2-yard touchdown from Trevor Etienne to help quiet the Texas crowd. Georgia won the game. Final score 30-15. And with that loss to Georgia, Texas falls all the way to number 5. And after previously being ranked number 1, Oregon now sits on top as number 1. Georgia finds themselves as number 2. Can Texas still climb back to number 1? They will be taking on Vanderbilt, which is ranked right at number 25. Wrapping things up with some NFL talk, starting off with on the West Coast, the Rams hosting the Las Vegas Raiders. Cuervo's own Jordan Whittington was available but did not play due to shoulder issues. But the Rams still came to play. There's an interception by Kobe Durant at the beginning of this play right here. That play gets the Rams going. Yeah, there you go. Kobe Durant, number 14. And it was a good battle right there. But that got the Rams going. After a 1st and goal, the following play led to Kyron Williams running through the Raiders' front line. Clean, untouched, and unbothered for a Rams touchdown. Williams finished the game with 2 touchdowns and 76 yards. The Rams get their second win this year. Final score, 20-15. And now we're going to talk about the Houston Texans. They're taking on the Green Bay Packers, the marquee matchup of C.J. Stroud versus Jordan Love. This was a nail-biter. The first touchdown of the game seems Love launched the ball like a bullet to Tucker Kraft for a 14-yard Packer touchdown. Not quite sure what this celebration is, but I'm sure social media will help me out with that one. And after failing to score on their following drive, the Texans punt to the Packers, but the Texans somehow, some way recovered. The luck didn't last long, unfortunately. The Packers win due to a last-second field goal, should you call it a walk-off. In the final seconds of the game, Packers win it 24-22. Stroud with a not-so-great game, throwing for only 86 yards to Love's 220. That does it for your sports. Trenton?
Yeah, Ray, I thought about it a little bit, and I'm okay with the loss. We'll do way better next game. Go Texans, always. But coming up, we've got a little highlight on a teacher's favorite fruit. Up next. We want to invite you to experience our new digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. There's nothing like a nice juicy apple on a cool fall day. Whether it's a Granny Smith, a Red Delicious, or a Honeycrisp, make sure to eat the fruit on Monday. It's National Apple Day. Apples have been around for millions of years, and some historians believe the ancient Romans cultivated the sour fruits and turned them into the sweeter ones we're more familiar with today. Then, in the early 1800s, Johnny Eastman, most commonly known as Johnny Appleseed, traveled throughout the Midwest, planting the trees and educating farmers on the crop. Today, there are more than 7,000 varieties worldwide.
What's your favorite apple?
On the spot, but probably some Red Delicious.
Red Delicious.
Can't miss with those.
Mine is iPhone, Macintosh.
Fair enough. Those are pretty good apples.
There you go.
I
Exactly.
think I'm a Gala guy.
Okay,
Yeah,
understandable.
Galas are pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of different varieties, like you
For
said.
sure, for sure.
With the temperature, is this temperature apple eating, should you say?
Very apple friendly, no matter what type of apples you have. We have sunny skies coming up with temperatures warm during the afternoon, so a little bit on the hot side, but nothing like we saw this summer, of course. It's tolerable. Lows in 60s in the overnight, nice cool start to the morning time. No rain for the next 7 days.
Nice clear skies.
Smooth
Is it a
sailing.
drought? Does that make it like more
Yeah,
30+ day drought now?
Exactly. We're under what we should be rainfall-wise for the year.
Well, it looks like we'll have clear weather. Thank you for joining us tonight, and have a great rest of your week.